the legendary Super Saiyan from Dragon Ball.
Hulk
He's
versus
with that
Broly.
boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
The fact that I grew up watching
Young
these,
Bruce Banner was a genius and the son of nuclear physicist Brian Banner.
Who was just the absolute shittiest dad ever, complete with mom murdering and super baby slapping.
Naturally pretty distraught, Bruce's trauma due to parental abuse internalized itself as a second personality, an angry, childlike brute that just wanted to be left alone.
Even with that angry shadow in his head, Bruce grew up to be a leader in the study of gamma radiation. So like a total nerd who probably got beat up all the time.
He had that covered. During a gamma bomb test, Bruce was caught in the blast zone and absorbed enough radiation to, well, die.
Except he kind of didn't. Well, not permanently. Instead, the bomb opened a door that let Bruce's alternate personality step into the world.
Thus, using his anger, Bruce Banner transformed into the Incredible Hulk.
The Hulk is one of the strongest mother hubbers in all of Marvel.
He can lift a 150 billion ton mountain, shatter asteroids twice the size of Earth, leap into orbit from the ground, and even mess with the fabric of reality by punching.
Whatever a time storm is, you bet your ass he can punch it and break time.
The Hulk's absurd power is tied to his rage. The angrier he gets, the stronger he becomes.
And according to almighty gods like the Beyonder, the dude's got no known upper limit. Though, to be fair, his body can't always keep up and will revert to Banner under too much pressure. Or too many puppies.
Emotions like rage are governed by an area of the brain known as the hypothalamus, which controls Bruce's transformation. If it's damaged, his life could be put in jeopardy, like when Hawkeye pierced it with a special arrow Bruce himself designed.
Good thing the Hulk's a total tank who can keep fighting for days on end.
Yeah.
Nothing short of literal gods are strong enough to take him down.
When he does take damage, his body can heal almost instantly, even if his flesh has been vaporized or he's been cut into
But what
little
about
pieces.
the head, though?
The Hulk
The
can
head.
adapt to any environment imaginable, whether that's just straight up holding energy or surviving the depths of space.
He's even battled the warrior god Thor, who has thousands of years of combat experience and is fast enough to cross the universe in about 5 seconds, nearly 300 quadrillion times the
thing
speed
is
of
with
light.
Marvel
No
and
wonder the
stuff,
world's
like
so scared of him. He's a green
they're
apple flavored
supposed to be
behemoth of
unkillable
destruction
because
with
they're
the
heroes.
mind of a cranky 4-year-old.
The
While the
thing
classic
is,
Savage
in the
Hulk
Dragon
persona
Ball
may be
Z
a childish
universe,
brute, there
you
are
can
several,
die,
maybe
you
even
can get brought
thousands
back,
of other
or you
personalities
just can
cooped
stay
up within
dead.
Banner's shattered psyche.
Joe Fixit is a street smart bouncer.
Just like with the
Doc
Superman
Green is a
versus,
super genius, and the Devil
Goku
Hulk
jump.
is the father figure Bruce never
Like,
had. It's
that's
like an
just an
all-you-can-eat
unwinnable
Hulk
match,
Emporium
unless
in Bruce's
Goku just
brain.
somehow
We got
gets
your Dark
the
Hulk,
ability
Mindless Hulk, Hulk Squared, and Claw, which is
to basically be
just Sad
Superman.
Hulk. It's kinda dumb.
Despite seeing
Even
his
though I
human
like
half
Goku.
as weak, Hulk and Bruce would finally unite against a cruel, uncaring world under a new persona. The Green Skull.
Reality,
He brought a world
Hulk
war
will
to
win this
Earth and
match.
tore the superhero community a new asshole. And
Honestly,
by
well, there is a
finally
way to
letting
kill
go of
Hulk,
puny
but-
Banner, the Hulk became the unstoppable force everyone's always feared. A world breaker.
it's just too much to know
World
about
is
Hulk.
underselling it. The Savage Hulk once obliterated an entire universe with a thunderclap and bloodied Hyperion with a single punch.
So
the
he can
same
resurrect
Hyperion who
and
survived the
stuff.
collision of two universes unscathed. Which begs the question, how much more powerful is the Hulk at his maximum?
This one's all on me, Wiz. So, Hulk was once with this chick, Umar, ruler of the Dark Dimension. Spooky. Hulk could only match her strength for 6 minutes, but he made up for it in round 2 when he came back as the Green Scar and kept Hulk smashing for hours. It's likely they went until dawn. That's a 12-hour session of Hulk smashing at most. My man.
Well, that would make the Green Scar
smashing.
120 times stronger than the Savage Hulk. Multiplying that by the energy of the two colliding universes would yield 960 duovigintillion joules.
What the
That's
hell?
just a ridiculous number. All that from a single battle?
Nerds.
Battle. Oh, sweet
Nerds
summer
and their
child.
made-up
That's
nerd
not the kind
knowledge.
of smashing I meant.
You've got to be kidding me.
I think I just invented a new field of science. The science of the Now, you might be thinking this gamma stuff is nuts, and you're right, because it's Satan magic.
So, Turns out, Gamma is actually directly connected to energy from hell, drawn from Marvel's
The hell?
ultimate satanic being, the One Below All. By using his powers, the Hulk is literally channeling the devil.
It's also what kept him alive all these years. Every time Bruce dies, his soul is sent to hell and can resurrect. Once returned to the world, his body will heal from whatever killed him. The dude literally can't die.
That's
And after
crazy.
a journey into the lowest plane of hell, the
Yeah,
Hulk
how do
even
you
faced
beat
off
something that
against
can't
the
die?
One Below All
Like, that's
and
just
the ghost of his
A
father.
paradox,
In the
basically.
greatest therapy session of all time, he thunderclapped those two assholes to smithereens. Talk about cathartic. From one man with crippling daddy issues to another. Well
I honestly
done,
want
sir.
Broly to
What
win.
else can you
he's
say
He's a
but
super underdog in
incredible.
this. And then there's not much information to go off from Broly.
The Saiyans, a brutal alien race of interstellar conquerors.
And giant monkey men.
These famous warriors are defined by three things:
If
their
they
tenacity, their
don't
pride,
add his
and their
resurrection,
rage,
Broly
which
can
fuels
win.
their world-destroying power.
And no Saiyan can get even close to as pissed off as Broly.
Despite being of low birth, the infant Broly was considered a prodigy by Saiyan scientists.
He's
due to
48
his
years
impossibly
old.
high power level of 10,000,
What the hell?
enough to survive a planetary explosion.
What? Over 9,000? Alright, I'm sorry, I got it out of my system. Anyway, baby Broly was growing up nice and happy until he was driven insane by baby Goku's incessant crying. Now, everyone complains that this is the lamest backstory ever, but have you played Yoshi's Island?
I played that jump.
Nope, make it stop!
That's the original story, but with the new movie, that's no longer canon.
That's
However,
nothing compared to
despite
Yoshi
developing
Island,
different
by the way.
personalities, both of these Brolys are essentially the same character in different situations.
Even
The
though it was a fight
2018
game.
one is our primary source here, but we'll look at the original and similar Saiyans like Kale for more info.
Whether it be jealousy for his own son or genuine fear of Broly's potential, Vegeta, the king, not the prince, abandoned Broly to a hellish backwater planet to die, with only his father Paragus as company.
Just
Yeah.
in time for Vegeta to get nuked. The planet, not the king. Well, I guess the king too. All thanks to the alien tyrant Frieza. Nice job getting rid of your crazy strong Saiyan, baby. Idiot.
Ironically, after decades of isolation, Broly and Paragus were found by Frieza and drafted into his army to eliminate the Saiyans on Earth, Goku and Vegeta. The prince, not the planet, or the king.
Thing is, Broly's not like the angry Saiyans. This guy's a gentle giant who would rather play with his big green alien dog than fight anybody.
Paragus
That
molded Broly into a deadly
Spoiler.
warrior whether he liked it or not. Like most Saiyans, Broly can harness Ki, or one's inner life force, as an energy to enhance his physicality.
Or fire it from his hands in a super laser beam.
Broly's bread and butter is his eraser cannon, a green fastball that'll cross thousands of miles in seconds and vaporize
Krakatoa.
planets.
He can barf lasers with his gigantic roar, shower the landscape with blaster meteor, or
That jump
just
gotta
straight
take your teeth
murder
out,
people
though,
with his
trying to do that
gigantic
jump.
orgasm.
Gigantic Omega Storm.
Oh, that makes more sense. I'm gonna rename my dick that.
His most powerful technique, though, is a small key bolt that Broly can feed to rapidly grow in size and consume entire worlds. The Omega Blaster.
Broly's arsenal isn't just blowing stuff up, though. He can use his key for flight, telekinesis, and paralysis.
Despite being stuck in the space boonies all his life, he's an adaptable fighter who can match seasoned veterans.
Basically, he learns as he fights. And while
Yeah.
most Saiyans get stronger every time they almost
Learns
die,
quicker.
the Bromeister's strength is tied to his emotions. AKA, the angrier he gets, the stronger he gets. Doesn't that sound
Basically like a
familiar?
Hulk
These
versus a
power
Hulk.
boosts are so great, he can match transformations like the Super Saiyan without even needing to transform.
But don't worry, he
But
can
he
do
doesn't
that
have,
too. His
resurrection.
wrath state roids him up and makes him as strong as a Saiyan great ape without all the fur. Or the shedding.
Much to Frieza's chagrin, though, Broly had never learned to unlock Super Saiyan and could not compete with Goku and Vegeta's stronger forms.
Solution? Murder Broly's dad to get him to transform.
Despite the physical abuse he suffered at his father's hands, Paragus was still the only family Broly had, and losing that drove him over the edge.
That's basically what happened to me when my dad lived. Except I turned into a super alcoholic.
Although Broly didn't turn into a typical Super Saiyan.
You're welcome.
Broly's new form was actually a Super Saiyan C type, This is an unleashed version of the repressed Super Saiyan A-type, which are both precursors of the B-type.
Eddie, you're going out for cigarettes
I
again?
ain't gonna lie, that's
Okay, I'll see you when you
that's
get
all I
back.
hear in my head is blah blah
Bye-bye.
blah blah blah.
Bye-bye. I love you.
Hey,
What?
are you paying attention?
Yeah. The Super Saiyan Vitamin C form has the perfect energy control and let him wail on Frieza for over an hour. And this time I mean wail as in fight.
Right. Broly's power was so immense, it even made Goku, of all people, turn tail and run.
Goku was able to clash with Lord Beerus with enough force to potentially destroy all of Universe 7,
Golly.
a humongous cosmic structure shown in this symbolic model.
Making the Dragon Ball universe 9 times larger than our own. Based on this, the shockwaves from their clash propagated 240
But we
quadrillion
never
times
really
faster
seen
than
Beerus
light.
like
And after that,
seriously.
Goku became that powerful in his base form. Imagine
Yeah,
how
already
much
doing
stronger
fight
he was
form.
at Super Duper Pooper Scooper Saiyan.
Or when fused with
I ain't gonna lie,
Vegeta
though,
into the
Super
almighty
Saiyan Blue does
Gogeta,
look
being
like
many
icy.
times more powerful than the sum of his parts.
Broly got into a dick
Super Saiyan
measuring
God,
contest
though,
with a
trash.
friggin' Super Saiyan
I don't like
squared
it.
and shattered
That's just my
reality.
opinion.
And at the peak of his rage, he became the Warrior of Myth, destined to appear once every 1,000 years. The legendary
Blue
Super
is
Saiyan.
icy though, but
As a
like
broccoli-haired freak, legendary
They
Broly's
could've just
power
stuck
is
to the
so
yellow.
great that he needs
Or
to
even go
constantly
green.
let it out, or else he might self-destruct. I guess you could say his power is maximum.
He's easily among the strongest foes Goku's gone up against. That includes beings capable of shaking an infinite void just by powering up, or merging with the universe and affecting alternate timelines.
In his original timeline, the Brawl survived his energy exploding out of him all at once, and in canon, he took dozens of attacks from Gogeta Blue without any visible damage after fighting for hours.
His power comes at a cost, though. In his berserker state, Broly is wide open against an opponent who's just as strong, but far more skilled.
And after taking enough damage, his rage will hit its limits, and his power will fizzle out quick. He can even get knocked into weaker forms.
Broly did lose his fight with Gogeta fair and square, but with new friends at his side
Yeah,
to
if he
support
lost
him
to
and a
Goku,
new rival to teach him to temper
well,
his fury, the
to be
lonely
honest,
Saiyan outcast
Goku
finally
could
got what his father could never give him. A family.
dismantle the whole.
Oh,
I ain't even
but
gonna lie.
that means he has even more to lose. So watch out,
And
because
he
this
dismantled
Super
him,
Saiyan's
too.
temper is legendary.
Alright, time for the fight now.
All right, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
But first, if you want some more earth-shattering action, check out Wonder Woman 1984.
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by Warner Brothers Pictures and HBO Max. Wonder Woman 1984 is in theaters and HBO Max on December 25th. Streaming on HBO.
I'm here for an ad. But they done made these fights animated now.
Man, what's this beauty planet?
You scared them away. You're making me angry. You won't like me when I'm angry.
That's his line.
Show me. Disappointed.
Okay. Wait, has Vegeta fought anybody?
Hope ain't just incredible. Hulk is immortal.
Yeah.
You are monster?
No, the devil.
Now that's Broly line. Well, from the Bridge series. That don't actually fire. To quote something from something that's not even like
Hulk smash.
an actual thing. Well, it might as well be because some people grew up watching that instead of the actual show.
You think you're strong? Hulk's strongest there is. Yes, show me. Break the world. Break everything. I'll tell you.
You just chest bump him. Just two dumb beasts going at it. That's all this fight is. There ain't no way.
Throat sore.
That's
This
crazy.
just in.
You
Breaking
can't kill him.
news. Local area Saiyan literally too angry to die.
The Hulk had numerous advantages over Broly. He was far more experienced, slightly faster, and potentially smarter depending on
They
which
just
Hulk
gave
was in
this to him.
charge.
But since the Hulk's fight for control in Bruce's mind, it wasn't guaranteed he'd get one of the geniuses. Still, his healing factor was nuts. Broly wasn't gonna put him down with anything less than complete annihilation.
Fortunately for Broly, compared to his unbelievable power,
Well,
the
to
Hulk
be
came
fair,
out short.
I know
In
what
the
you're thinking.
Dragon Ball Z
Hulk could
universe,
destroy
you
a
can, like,
universe
kill people that's
120 times
immortal.
over, while Goku could only manage
Well, not
a
like
lonely
immortal,
9.
immortal.
But
Cause
that was base Goku's strength. Broly's maximum, no pun
What's that
intended,
dude name was?
far greater.
Pilaf?
Let's lay down some
I
numbers.
think.
As a legendary Super
I
Saiyan,
ain't sure.
Broly was stronger than Super Saiyan Gogeta and took hits from Gogeta Blue without even bleeding.
Based on the Daizenshuu, the blonde Super Saiyan 3 form is about 400 times greater than Goku's base. Applied to Goku's new base in Dragon Ball Super, he would already be 30 times more powerful than World Breaker Hulk.
And that's before factoring in Super Saiyan Blue and Gogeta, which are way stronger than Super Saiyan 3.
With this in mind, legendary Super Saiyan Broly is thousands, possibly millions of times stronger than the World Breaker we've seen. While the Hulk's strength can keep increasing, so will Broly's, and it's unlikely he'd be able to catch up before being overwhelmed. After all, there have been multiple times when the strain on
That's
Hulk's
crazy.
body turned him back into Banner.
With that big of a power difference, there's no way the same wouldn't happen here. Even stuff like breaking space and time is nothing new to Broly and other Dragon Ball characters.
And don't misunderstand the Hulk's encounter with the One Below All. There's no evidence he directly overpowered actual Satan, just dispersed his cloudy avatar.
Hulk even said he was just doing that to buy time.
Broly's flight allowed him greater maneuverability and area control, plus he
guess
could
so.
attack at a distance with Ki. When Hulk did
I'm
close
not
in,
mad at it.
Broly's force field and paralysis protected him
I
up
said
close.
I wanted Broly to
And
win.
it's unlikely Hulk could land a lucky fatal blow, considering Broly took hits from Gogeta Blue, who's millions of times stronger than the World Breaker. You get the idea.
That leads us to our last and most important question.
He
Could
did go
Broly
toe to
bypass
toe
Hulk's
with Gogeta
immortality
Blue.
to put him down
Was
and take
Gogeta
the
Blue
win?
trying to actually
Surprisingly,
kill him, though?
Yes.
Whenever the Hulk
That's
or Bruce
different.
die, his healing factor kicks in to fix whatever wound killed him in the first place.
Meaning
I don't really
he
think
still
he was
needs
trying to kill
some
him, though.
element of his physical body that can heal itself in order to come back to life. The hypothalamus is key to this. Once it was destroyed by Hawkeye and his special arrow, Bruce took months to come back from the dead. With Broly's incredible power, there was no doubt he could vaporize Hulk and leave nothing left to heal.
Like, basically every Dragon Ball Z fight ever.
The Hulk was an incredible opponent, but the legendary Super Saiyan's boundless power, arena control, range of techniques, and Saiyan Rage spelled the end for the not-so-jolly Green Giant.
This incredible fight was insane!
This is a good fight. This is a
The
good
winner
fight.
is Broly.
I can clap it up for that one. That was a good one. This was a good one.
Boomstick.
Like the old
A
ones that I
strange
used to watch
green man
were
in a
so
jumpsuit
amazing
left a
and
letter
like
for you.
well
Yeah,
thought
sounds
out.
legit. Gimme!
It made no sense how like before the time it
Dad?
was.
Thank you so much for watching this season finale to one of the
This was a
honestly
good one.
best years.